it over to Claris with Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Any percent run?
Unfortunately, Jigglypuff will not be the one performing the run today. All right, so I'm pretty much ready to start. So 3, 2, 1, go.
I did not do a very good job. So for those of you coming from the previous run for Metroid Prime, there'll be a couple of differences here. And surprisingly, I think a lot of similar tricks, maybe different in vein. Although I think Venmissa will probably do a better job on that than me.
All right, so this is the tutorial area of the game.
Excellent game. Also featuring really, really great targets.
Great targets. A few rooms in, you're supposed to go into a room, encounter Dark Samus, and you lose about 5 items, but there is a hole in the ceiling that you can just jump out of.
It's there. Trust me.
That you can just...
They patched the hole.
Yeah.
that you can jump out of.
So this is significant because now Claris can just work around the room with the cutscene in it. So she's just going to avoid it altogether and keep all the items that she starts with. So in Echoes, Samus starts with practically every major Morph Ball upgrade. Morph Ball bombs, Boost Ball. The game doesn't say it, but she has Spider Ball as well. And then also Space Jump Boots.
But not grapple?
Space Jump Missile,
Yeah.
Bombs, Boost.
Spider.
Yeah. So with actually no, I'm not the technical guy here.
All right, so what Claris is doing there was it looks like she's jumping on air or in air. Every room has a bounding box surrounding it with normal physics, and outside that box, you basically will just start floating up very, very slowly. And if you go back into the bounding box, you have a 3-frame window to jump.
This is the weirdest run I've seen.
And so Claris is doing that right now. She's at the bottom of the bounding box. And yep, gonna jump there.
Yeah. Just like in Prime 1, all the out-of-bounds movements very choreographed. Keeping in mind like where the bounding box starts and ends, what parts of the collision to jump on that are actually standable, so that Claris can input a jump and continue the wall crawl. But yeah, she went back in bounds, so she successfully skipped the item loss. Big sequence break. It's a massive sequence break.
And another massive sequence break is about to happen. So there is a power bomb in the next room over that requires a power bomb to get it normally, but...
Requirements.
Yeah, requirements.
Yeah, Echoes is kind of weird with requirements, more like guidelines.
Are they even really that?
No.
They're worse at following guidelines than pirates. Anyway,
Yep.
power bombs in the next room, so... Thankfully with this, all Claris needs to do is just jump on top of here, morph, and
There we go.
there's the power bomb expansion.
That's good.
Yeah, so start with 5 items, already have power bombs as like one of the first items I collected.
So
This is the game.
Yeah, definitely one of the big themes you'll see in Echoes Any Percent is just the sheer number of skips that she'll be doing.
So one of the things that Claris is doing is jumping on top of these doors. Going through doors does what's called a transition, and it's basically changing what room is considered to be the active room.
Yeah, fortunately it's something I have a lot of experience with. So I'm really good at them.
And so basically like standing on these doors allows you to do transitions.
this out-of-bounds movement is like really precise. If you don't do this coordinate movements that you have to do, you're probably going to fall and move slowly.
Yeah, in a nutshell, like out of bounds is movement's pretty difficult to do quickly without potentially risking a mistake or two that can cost time. Do we have time for a donation maybe, or I don't know?
There's a trick coming up.
Oh, yeah. What am I thinking?
So this is the one of the major areas in the game called Aegon Waste, and first thing that's going to happen here is there's going to be a what's called a scan dash used to get up here just a little bit faster. Similar to Prime 1, you can use a scan dash to go a little bit further than you could normally. The difference between the two games, if you were here for Prime 1, is Prime 1 has no sideways speed cap, and Prime 2 does.
What are you doing? Fantastic video game.
I love this game.
I thought I've seen it all with regards to Prime 1, but everything that Claris has shown me with Echo is just, I've changed my mind. Like, Echoes has way better stuff.
Goes.
Sure.
All right, so there's a little friend of ours down here, little sandworm. So
It's back.
what Claris is going to do is manipulate this sandworm's movement, and yeah, Claris is going to get thrown.
Yeah, it likes to throw me through a wall.
Yeah. There's a small period of time where there's no collision or for Samus, so she can just be thrown out of bounds.
Whoa!
What?
There are so many minor things in this run that like we noticed that probably no one knows.
I'm just not used to seeing so many Aether jumps. It's a lot more risky to do them in Prime. There's different ways to handle them, but as in Echoes, it's a lot better.
Yeah, thankfully a good change that was made in Echoes is that if you fall, you can actually control where you go, which is unlike Prime 1. So, and again, those jumps are very precise.
Yeah, that one especially is incredibly precise right there. I have a lot of practice with all these tricks. They are all incredibly precise.
So there's supposed to be a big fight here with a bunch of pirates, and yeah, she's just skipping it all.
Yeah.
This entire sequence just skips a large portion of gameplay that's done before getting Dark Beam.
Yeah, this wall call in particular is just more optimized movement. Again, skips fights. Right now, Claris is aiming to get to Dark Beam, so just with this out of bounds movement, she can just go directly to the item in just a bit here.
Yeah.
Please hold R.
Yes, I'm going to hold R.
No, don't hold R.
I'm going to hold R.
No, don't hold R.
I want to hold R.
No.
Yes, I'm going to hold R.
Oh no.
Holding R, holding R.
No.
Yes, if you hold R there while transitioning that room, the game crashes.
Perfect video game.
Isn't it amazing? All right, so in here, the
Very
room's going to
important.
load, and it's going to activate the first Dark Samus fight. Dark Samus is the main villain in...
Don't blink.
This is a pretty intense boss fight. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Powerbomb deals a lot of damage.
A bit.
Just a little bit.
50 damage per frame, which is like,
Nothing.
It means she dies in a fifth of a second. So,
It's just so satisfying to see Dark Beam so quick.
I swear there's slower loads here sometimes. I'll just have to solve a problem later.
Yeah. So now that Claris has Dark Beam, she's going to beeline it straight to Dark Aether, or specifically Dark Aegon Wastes. Also, she's back. She didn't like the Power Bomb. Yeah, Dark Beam opens up a lot of access to later items. Definitely important to get it early along with Light Beam.
For a bit of change of pace, Claire is going to stay inbound for a while.
Yeah, it's the weirdest part of the run, probably, actually staying in bounds. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. And even though the movement's different than in Prime 1, there's still a lot of cool optimizations you see. Like, for instance, Instant Morphs. That's something new to Echoes, and I believe unique to it. Not in Prime 1 at all. Claire's doing a Powerbomb there. She's eventually going to come back to this room later on in the run.
That's Dark Oasis.
Yes.
Dark Oasis, yeah. I'm just going to pretend I know all the room names.
In Echo
Yeah,
specific,
room names are so hard to remember.
Save Station 32.
The fun fact is this save station is like save station 3, and there is no save station 2.
all right. So the Dark World is kind of similar to the mechanics to like Link to the Past, where there's like two separate worlds that are very, very similar. They're just like mirrors of each other. Basically, the big mechanic in the Dark World and Echoes is this constant damage that's being taken. It's roughly like 6 damage per second. So basically, when you're not in a safe zone, you're on a clock.
Yeah, I think the in-game lore is like the atmosphere is poisonous or something. Just meant to sort of keep you on your toes as you're moving through. There's safe zones that protect you, but then you have to, take the risk and move forward. It looks like parts of the movement where Claris isn't going into safe zones is risky, but she can actually use this to her advantage to manipulate. Wow, I think that happened in your practice run too. So there's Light Beam.
Items are very hard to collect. One of the hardest parts of the run, for sure.
Excellent collision.
Going too fast.
Yeah.
Okay, we have time for some donations right now, I think.
Perfect. We have a $25 donation again from Kirby Master.
Let's go, Kirby.
Hear the words of Kirby Master, last sentinel of the Airy Temple. May Echo Visor serve you well. Also, Justin's attempt at spelling DF was good enough. Have another donation.
Hey, Kirby, I hope your next randomizer has a suit and Airy.
Kirby, that was painful.
Thank you, Kirby.
We care about you anyway.
Yeah, so also we just kind of went through the same set of rooms again just to get to the light portal. It's just the most convenient one that's there. Earlier, I think during the donation reading, Claris had intentionally took some damage to, I think she was low on ammunition, and so she, when you're below a certain threshold when it comes to missile or beam ammunition or health, thankfully one of the better quality of life changes in Echoes is that the drops are a lot more weighted to your advantage, so you're much more likely to get a large health drop or missile drop if you're low on health, low on ammunition.
Yeah, it's like, I need a PB up ahead. I'm going to blow up 3 crates. I have like a 99 and 100 chance of getting a PB from one of those.
There's still technically a probability, but it's a lot friendlier in Echoes.
Yeah. So now we're in Sanctuary. This is totally normally when you're supposed to get here.
Quads are like really weak enemies. You get to prove that later on too.
Yeah. Yay for power bombs. Do we have time for one more donation right now?
I have a $225 donation from Sandalphon that says, I'm stoked for Metroid Prime 2.
All right, so in this
All right, no more inbounds.
over here, if you go into this little corner, and then morph,
Oh,
you can basically Samus gets repositioned, and if you do it in the right spot,
ignore the quad. It's just breaking.
if you do it in the right spot, Samus actually gets clipped out of or gets repositioned out of bounds.
Yeah, if you're watching the Prime 1 run, that's pretty similar to what happened on the frigate at the beginning. So
that literally echoes in a nutshell.
And
Maybe not literally.
the room just loads
Yeah.
here, so just make sure she's in a good spot.
yeah, I just use the spinner to lower a gate from the other side.
Yeah, it skips a puzzle that takes like, what, 30 seconds to do. Not to mention you have to travel there and then go back. Very important safety save coming up.
Very important safety
Yeah,
save.
Safe
because
station.
The riskiest part of the run is coming up right now.
Isn't this one like save station C? They went with letters for some of them.
I think in the light world they went with letters, and in the dark world they went with numbers. I don't know.
It's probably important to the lore.
Sure.
Oh, so coming up is another big sequence break. It's really significant for, well, Femi can do a better job than me.
This skips pretty much everything in Sanctuary before Screw Attack. This is called a roll jump.
I need silence right now because
Yeah.
it's the hardest part.
Yep.
Another huge trick coming up.
It happens. That trick is incredibly stupid. I need to land on that robot, and
It's a one-shot trick.
yeah, once it starts moving, it never comes back. So you have to get first try or not at all. So I have to reload that safety save I just made.
Let's go. Yeah, to go into a little more detail, that first trick with the roll jump skips needing to get Echo Visor and also skips the, in the process, the Dark Samus 2 fight. It's quite an out-of-the-way location too, so it's for routing, it's really convenient. Load times.
Load times. Echoes.
Yeah, this room especially took a while to load, and it was loading it already during that save station cutscene.
But even some of the slower loads on disc, like Claris took advantage of earlier by letting the room load around her. There we go.
Gets to skip again.
Yeah, that is like a really huge skip there.
That cutscene was just to pause the game timer as the next room loaded.
Again, we need some quiet time.
Yes! First try!
I got on my second try. Yes.
So right here's another scan dash. It skips needing to go into Dark Aether and needing Grapple Beam as well. I think you're expected to go through a Dark Portal and then grapple across while in Dark Sanctuary or Inghive. And then you come back out and then you can start using these, or you gain access to these boost ball spinners to unlock this this vault that contains the Screw Attack.
Yeah, but no, just dash over there.
Yeah.
That's really slow when it's grapple.
Even with Echo's mechanics, the scan dash is still like really, really useful. Also, Screw Attack is very much a early game item.
Absolutely.
Like the third item, right?
Yeah, 20 minutes in. It's okay.
What? What? So normally, Claris takes advantage. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Yeah, it works. Echoes.
So
That's never happened before.
So there's a sideways speed cap in this game, unlike Prime 1, and for some reason it just went way.
Yeah.
Oh, the pro strats. This game is amazing. Why am I not running it?
I don't know.
Oh man. Can the game just get the mic and so we can talk about it still?
I mean, it's probably gonna have to replace me because I'm about to die of laughter.
So right there, that opening of that gate, there's a dark portal behind it. It's actually really important for a trick coming up.
Yeah, there's another portal you can use, but that's a much faster alternative. So it's annoying to open up, but if you can open it up, that's a lot faster. So I'm gonna go safety save again because there's another risky part coming up, which is not as risky as that one, but it's still
Pretty risky.
Risky.
yeah,
Risky.
a little scary.
Risky.
Yeah, so we've seen me do a lot of out-of-bounds segments, but now I have to do one in the Dark World. And since I'm in the Dark World, I will be taking constant damage the entire time.
Yeah, this is the. Oh, sorry.
So yeah, I have to be fast during this wall crawl.
It's the one like segment where health management is actually important, or just awareness, I guess.
Yeah, so it's like I'm out of bounds. There's like no chances to heal, barely any chances to heal. So
That spider track doesn't work.
yep.
Trust us.
So, Screw
Oh,
Attack.
Screw Attack's amazing.
Screw attack is busted.
The reason that works is because Samus is the size of a morph ball during Screw Attack, and so she can fit in enclosed spaces, whereas she couldn't if she was standing. And normally this dark portal is meant to be used for like an item or getting this item later on, but it's really conveniently placed, so we just wall crawl to it instead.
Yeah.
No problem.
So, using Screw Attack out of bounds is quite dangerous.
That door's very impolite, making us wait.
No, so using Screw Attack out of bounds is fine, I swear.
And then using a terminal fall there to reposition back in bounds. Also on the other side of this room.
Get some health here. Nice.
So coming up is a trick called bomb space jump. Whenever the morph ball leaves the ground, there's actually a 21 frame window that the game considers.
That's a third of a second.
Third of a second, where the game considers Samus to be in a standing state. Now, normally if you do an on-morph, the animation's a full second, so you normally can't take advantage of that. But with an instant on-morph, where you obstruct the camera when Samus unmorphs, that animation just doesn't play, so it's pretty much instant. And so then you have just enough time to be able to input a jump in midair.
Guess the red energy, that's really helpful in worst case scenario. That was really good jumping.
Yep.
Like
There's a
those
boss below
jumps
us.
are a 20th of a second.
Yeah.
To get
So after she gets over to the other side, what she's going to do is morph and then land on top of the next room. And what that does is
Very nice.
what's called a ceiling warp. It allows you to get back in bounds.
So we're not really good so far. We're not done yet, but
Yep, there's another part to this.
yeah, Yeah, I'm glad I had so much extra health because otherwise that would have really scared me when
So this is the first half of what's called quad skip. Normally you're expected to fight Quadraxis a lot later in the game. You end up getting Annihilator Beam. Sort of the plot of the game, or actually, I'll talk about it later.
Thankfully, the game heals you here.
Screw attack.
Yeah, if the game didn't heal you here, I don't know what you would do for his trick.
Wait in the in this thing here for this safe zone for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty convenient because Claris actually has to wait for the temple to load again. This big room that she was just in.
Yeah, so it's really good to have a safe zone here so you aren't just constantly taking damage while that room's loading.
You're just gaining life.
Yeah, this part's always kind of scary because you can't see like where you're going. And the last scary part in the Diamond Bound. So
Got plenty of health.
that's not the issue.
I stand corrected. I'm sorry. So it's a trick called quad skip. It's a. You got this. You got this.
This game is stupid.
Yeah. What Claris is doing is not easy. It's really.
Really precise.
Yeah. But it's a really, really crazy, awesome sequence break in the game. So let's try again.
Yeah. That was the very end, and it just wouldn't let me jump before the room. I was trying to get into a room and have it load around me, and it was like, nah.
Aether was not cooperating. I don't know if we want to go into donations, or I can talk about that skip in particular.
Just, yeah, good time for donations.
Yeah, this is a good time for donations.
Perfect. We got actually quite a few donations.
Hey.
So first one, we have a $20 donation from Ridley the Bard that says, there once was a runner named Claris who ran Metroid fast to entertain us. It takes quite the spine to race against time, so here, take this bad Metroid rhyme. We also have a $10 donation from Don Back that says, cut it out. The quota for puns has already been Metroid.
No.
We have a
Clapping along.
we have a $25 donation from Kaito Sinclair that says, I see echoes as being echoes again. Good luck with the run, Claris. Shoutouts and love to all the LGBTQIA plus members of the community, courtesy of your friendly gender fluid doggo. P.S. Girl.
Yes, huge shout out to the LGBTQIA community, part of the community.
We also have a $25 donation from Grand Abyss that says, I'm waiting. Best of luck running Echoes, a game that is objectively better than Prime 1.
Yes.
Sorry, Grand Abyss, you were a little late.
There better not be a quad skip donation later with that same message. Oh no, what am I doing?
We also have a $5 donation from Famous Zeno that says, which boss in the Prime series is your least favorite to fight? And why is it the Boost Guardian?
What?
Who is that? I don't know who that is. Sounds like a real character.
We also have a $50 donation from Karhina that says, can't wait to watch my favorite game get blown wide open. Keep the runs going strong.
I mean, yeah, Boost is very terrible with how you can't damage it at all, and it's like, screw it. I hate it. That's why you powerbomb it in a speedrun, and it just dies immediately.
Yeah. Going fast enough from the fall to the distilling warp that way is pretty satisfying.
Okay, so we can fit in a couple more donations if there are any. It's not a cutscene.
It can be if you wanted to. Just pause the game. I don't know anymore. What am I doing? Help. That is indeed a powered door.
Didn't know that.
I'm gonna give you dirty looks for the rest of the run.
That's fine. I deserve them.
Yes.
Do we have time for more donations?
Not yet.
No,
No.
this is literally where I was just at. Uh-huh.
Nice. Pretty much there. So that's... So that entire sequence there is called quad skip. It lets you collect the planetary energy like really early. For whatever reason, even though so in the Echoes plot, you're expected to sort of take back the planetary energy that the bad guys, the Ing, have stolen, and for whatever reason, Echoes only for a certain room in the game that Claris will be going to in a bit. It only checks if you've returned the Sanctuary energy, and that'll allow Claris to get a really important item in a bit. Do you want to go into donation or?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have time for some donations.
Well, we have a $50 donation from the video game that says, look, don't ask me how you broke the speed cap. I'm just over here trying to process it without crashing. Good job, though.
Oh, that's too relatable. In all seriousness, no, this game is a lot of fun. Even with all its quirks, I think it makes it even better.
Okay, so that little thing Claris did, jumping up and hitting the top of the door frame and then morphing immediately is exclusive to Echoes. You won't see that in Prime 1. It's called an instant morph.
Nothing to see there. Did you overlap the cutscenes?
No.
Oh, my bad.
So yeah, I just got Cobalt after returning the energy, which is totally the order you're supposed to do things in here.
Yeah, Cobalt's a translator. It's used to open, you can scan like specific lore entries, but it's also used to open color-coded doors.
Yeah, Cobalt Visor is supposed to be the last one that that you get, but in this run, it's the first one.
So it looks like Claris is doing the exact same wall crawl as in Dark Sanctuary or Ing Hive.
Oh yeah, by the way, we're out of bounds again.
Yeah, we're out of bounds again. Big shocker. But this is actually for another purpose there's a room right next to here. I don't know what the room name is called, I'm sorry.
Worker's Path.
Yes. And we're going to be abusing the mechanics of the morph ball cannons that are present in Echoes.
Oh, no, I don't do that yet.
Yeah, so Claris is trying to activate that cannon from out of bounds. So what she's trying to do is she's going to try to once that cannon's activated, she's going to try to get back inbounds. But I mentioned before that there are there's one active room at a time. So she's going to go back and transition to where the previous room is the active room and not the room that has the cannon.
Yeah, pay attention to the mini-map on the top right. You'll see it move, and that's where it changes the active room.
What was that?
That was a morph ball bomb.
That didn't do much. Also allows these ceiling warps to be possible.
So this is what happens when you fire a morph ball into out of bounds. Whee!
So that has a few effects. The most notable ones are you cannot take damage while on morph ball, basically invincible.
It's a cheat code.
Yes, except not really. The other big thing is anything that's vulnerable to cannonball that touches Samus will instantly die.
Yeah.
The ultimate morph ball brigade.
Yeah, it's fun to talk about, but really, I mean, you'll see it just coming up later
you
on.
You can't hurt me. You can't hurt me.
It's better to show, not tell for Cannonball for sure.
And that room is loading anyway. So.
Spider-Ball track work?
No.
Okay.
Why would it?
Spider Guardian's off duty today.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, that Spider Ball track will not work until you've defeated Spider Guardian, which is not happening this run. So for anyone who is excited about Spider Guardian, I'm sorry to dash your hopes and dreams.
Just load.
That's a. So I'm the one that's supposed to make the puns here during like the okay, never mind. I can't even like.
Moving on.
Yeah. Told you quads are really weak enemies.
Yeah, they're weak to cannonballs, and so when you go near them with cannonballs, they just blow up. It's amazing.
Also, another interesting thing about Cannonball, it's not for this category, but if you don't have Boost Ball equipped, you gain the ability to boost.
So one thing about Cannonball is that you cannot use cannons, or else you'll lose it. So this is really the only part where it matters. Like, I have to screw attack across the stream instead of using the cannon. Just to make sure I don't lose Cannonball here. Gonna go get Amber Translator.
Yeah, so Amber is supposed to be the second translator you get in the game, and
It's the second translator
second
I'm
one
getting.
she's getting. So
I have proven now that I'm totally doing things in the intended order.
of course.
Aegon is really late game region, just full of just a lot of dangerous enemies and such, including Dark Suit.
So fun thing about these, their scans are like messed up since sequence breaking, so I have to scan them twice in order to actually get the item.
Shouts to 280, 280. That's awesome. Ah, it's gone. What have I done? Should we read another donation or?
Yeah.
We have a $100 donation from Broccoli that says, just wanted to point out that Metroid Prime 2 Echoes is an anagram for Empower Their Medics 2. Good luck on the run, Claris. Shoutouts to Darkszero on the couch, too. I miss you, dude.
Yeah, shout out to Darkszero. He's awesome.
I'm amazed about that one.
You can also fall there and lose Cannonball, so that's nice.
Yeah, it didn't occur to me that it's actually like really dangerous until last practice run that I saw Claris do.
Oh, that's another thing about Cannonball. If there was a shield on the door, whether you need super missiles, seekers, power bomb, or regular missiles, if you have Cannonball, you can just go hit the door again, just with Morph Ball, and it'll open up for you. And Screw Attack is totally not busted.
Yeah.
And we are totally not out of bounds again.
Nope.
I mean, yeah, why are you just saying factual things like that about Screw Attack?
I know, right?
We already know.
I just figured I'd let them know again. Just for anyone who's new.
I think I just realized that this is an example of a game you can speedrun ironically. What am I doing?
So most rooms go off of proximity load just based on where Samus is in the room, but for that one, Claris needs specifically to go there in order to load this next room here. And that was to skip a Seeker lock. And coming down here, there is another Seeker lock. So,
Take a wild guess.
yeah, there's something that needs to be done. I think we all know what it is.
I have no idea what it is.
Well, I guess you'll find out.
Yeah, you actually have to load Metroid Prime 1 and do something in that.
Or just go out of bounds.
Yeah, that works too. It's faster.
Yeah.
That's a lot faster, actually. All right, so right here, Claris is going to shoot a door to start this fight because the door locks. And she can't lock onto these, so she's going to have to manually aim to hit them.
What's that parrot doing?
Oh my god, I'm not gonna hit. No, okay.
Oh, there you go.
That's one way?
Oh my gosh. This parrot's a pro. But then this cutscene's convenient, because then it repositions Samus in bounds. Now, one thing that Echo's introduced was beam ammunition. It's there for a reason. It's because Light Beam and Dark Beam are incredibly overpowered. I think Dark Beam against light-based enemies is as powerful as like a missile, and it fires much faster than a missile.
Yeah.
What? One-shot enemies are not powerful. What? Very weak.
Swag. Oh, it's like, this is kind of refreshing to see, because in Prime 80% you don't get super missiles in the optimal route. They thankfully serve a use here.
Never seen it.
We have time for a few donations.
We have a $1,000 donation from Zoid94 in memory of Andy O'Neill, who we lost earlier this month. He is one of the reasons the Metroid Prime games are so great and one of the best engineers I've worked with. Hope for a great run, Claris. We have
Thank you so much for that donation.
Yes,
that
thank you.
And
That's very heartfelt, thank you.
Yeah. That was one of the developers of the game.
I think he was a senior engineer.
I think he was one of the lead engineers along with Jack Matthews for both Prime and Echoes.
We also have a $5 donation from Tess159 that says, if there are lizards in this game, can we call them Metroid Prime 2 geckos?
You actually did it! Yeah, so for whatever reason, if you just jump right down there, Samus is like, ah! While standing on the
That
ground.
terminal fall trigger is so high.
yeah. And there's a trick that would be so much easier if it wasn't that high up, but no.
Yeah, it's not very cooperative.
Yeah, now we're going to go to Seekers. So just a bunch of boosting until I get there, basically.
Yeah, you've seen the purple door locks with like the 5 spots on them. Seekers are new to Echoes, where you're meant to target at like 5 individual targets, and then you can release 5 missiles at a time. I think most of the doors in 80% can be skipped, but there's like a few in 80% that Claris has to get Seekers for.
Yeah, so this puzzle is the same every single time, so.
Write it down.
1132.
Do we have a couple more donations?
We most certainly do. We have a $100 donation from Lonely Days 17 that says, Metroid Prime 2 holds a special place in my heart since it was my first Metroid game. I can't wait to see Claris completely destroy the game. Good luck, Claris.
Thank you.
We also have a $25 donation from Fenric 101 that says, good luck on the run, Claris. My sister says, girl power.
Thanks, Fenric.
Echo's also introduced screw attack tunnels.
Yeah, you're normally not supposed to come back through this morph ball tunnel.
Not with that attitude.
I'm sorry. All right, so Claris is loading that next room. So that looks like an amber gate, but for some reason it's a violet gate, which we don't. She doesn't have violet translator right now. So yeah, we're going to, or she's going to get into that room by doing what all of us love to do, going out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. It's cheating. Like, speedruns that do out of bounds are so much worse than runs done legitimately.
Eat your heart out, glitchless. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, at this point, just Claris has crazy spatial awareness, so just knowing where the door is, she just walk into it.
The path
I
here,
lost Jigglypuff.
Oh.
there's a light block on the way. Guess what?
There's a light block, but you can only hit it from one side, and Claris is on the wrong side. So once again, out of bounds. And this transition is really rough.
Yeah, normally you just jump on a door or you move across the door and jump up, and this one you have to do a setup.
Yeah. The collision here is really annoying for it, but I have so much experience in transitions now that it's pretty easy for me.
Nice.
There we go.
And I will go back here later, so I want to make sure to shoot the light block now, so I don't have to wait for it later.
So this is the first fight in the game. Well,
It's a late game boss. What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, this is Alpha
Bye.
Splinter.
Bye.
Yeah.
Which boss?
He's weak to leaving the
know.
room.
He's weak to early game progression items.
Alpha Splinter just wants companionship.
Well, we don't want him as companion.
Oh, so this is our best bud that Tolga is supposed to meet later on.
Yeah, so I just got Violet Translator, the second item in progression, and now I'm getting Light Suit, the 22nd item in progression, because that makes sense.
So this is
is a
what
great game.
that quad skip was so important for. Light Suit will become a little bit apparent pretty soon. It has a lot of uses throughout the rest of the run.
Yep, good text.
Seek the 9 keys. So, seeking the 9 keys, basically just seeking the 9 Sky Temple keys. They basically act as a gateway to the final area. So, Light Suit is one item needed, and Claris is heading towards the next one now, called Dark Visor. But first, she's just going to scan this. I think.
Get the Emerald Translator.
Scan it twice.
Yep. I got Seekers, which messed up the normal Torvis progression, so it messed up the translator.
What messes up Amber?
Dark
Playing the game.
Dark Beam?
Yeah.
Oh. Playing the game.
So yeah, one of the immediate benefits of Light Suit is that collecting it unlocks the fast travel system that you're expected to only have access to at the very end of the game. So from any like major temple, be it the Great Temple, or Sanctuary, or Torvis, or Aegon Temple, Claris can now fast travel. It's really useful just for routing purposes.
Okay, so Claris pulls out the scan visor after shooting a super missile, because normally after shooting a super missile, there's recoil animation. That was weird.
Yeah, that was really weird.
There's a recoil animation, but pulling out scan visor cancels that.
Yeah, it's pulling it up. I think it takes half a second versus I think it's around 2 seconds that the normal cooldown is.
Alright, so what Claris is trying to do here is, well, actually, I'm gonna give her some quiet time for this.
This is a single frame, so 1/60th of a second.
Ooh,
There we go.
There we go.
So you're normally not supposed to screw attack underwater. So doing that, even though Samus is still subjected to water physics, enables screw attack.
Yep, and as mentioned earlier, it is 1/60th of a second to hit the button. It's the first frame that Samus enters water.
Also, the serious time's really good for listening to the great Super Metroid remix.
This is my favorite song.
It's really good.
This is my favorite track in the entire game.
Yeah.
I'm glad Samus Returns kind of kept the same sort of, I don't know if it's like aesthetic or something with the, or maybe tone with their version.
Poor fish.
I'm not too sympathetic.
So now we have gravity boost, so moving around underwater won't be a pain.
There you go.
I like this Jigglypuff.
Nice!
Yes!
Yes!
Eat your heart out, smash the record. That's frame perfect.
That's frame perfect too. And
Hi, Alpha Blog.
Hi, Alpha Blog.
Bye, Alpha. What?
This will take a couple tries.
Bye, Alpha Blog.
Blog.
By couple, you mean two.
I mean, yeah, that's what a couple means.
Okay, you got me there.
I'm so happy that
You managed.
It is so cathartic. Just screw it out.
yeah. If you, it's what about about 15 seconds faster.
10, 15.
10, 15. Yeah. So what the alternate strat is to just use gravity boost after using a bomb space jump to leave the room and take a different portal and then come back into this room. Also,
yeah, so missing that isn't tragic, but honestly, it's expected. But to get it first try, or get it there was really, really good.
so for those of you that watched the Metroid Prime speedrun, this is Powerbomb Guardian. It's kind of the same idea where there's 4 bomb slots and Claris has to reach all 4 and bomb all 4 of them to damage Powerbomb Guardian.
That boost is not
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. It's satisfying too.
Those power bombs can easily knock you down, and they're really difficult to avoid. Except, I have Cannonball, which makes me immune to all damage while in Morphball.
Also, Light Suit helps here.
I mean, that doesn't even matter, right?
That doesn't matter right now.
Like, I literally can't get hurt at all right now.
And can't be moved either by whatever is hitting her.
Hard boss.
That was Powerbomb Guardian.
Sometimes that boost doesn't go all the way up. I don't know why.
So the reason she fight Powerbomb Guardian is because in Aegon there is a Sky Temple key that only appears after defeated this boss.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's similar to one of the Chozo artifacts in Metroid Prime. You just have to collect it. Unfortunately, there's no way around it.
So, one of the Dark Torus keys, which is like the main reason I came down here right now instead of later.
Yeah, so each area has 3 keys that act as a gateway to each area's main boss. Since Aegon, we're not going to at all. Sanctuary is easily skippable, and Torvis, on the other hand, is 100% required. There's no way to get around it.
Yeah, there's the Chica boss has the Dark Visor, and unfortunately, the Dark Visor is needed to obtain the the end game items needed to access the final level.
Yeah, and unlike the other 2 temple bosses, you need the keys to like start the fight at all, unfortunately.
Oh, is the trigger based on having them in your inventory?
You have, yeah.
We have time for a few donations.
We have a $30 donation from Memph, which says, "Keep up the great work, Claris. Metroid Prime was the first game I ever saw sequence breaking tricks with, and it opened my eyes to speedrunning. I'll always remember you joining my casual Prime 2 stream and telling me how easy the Boost Guardian is. We also have another $30 donation from Julie Cat that says, yo, Claris is running and Saku hosting, two of the coolest streamers out there. It's simply Metroid sublime. $15 each, two runners and announcer's choice.
Blindfolded punch out.
Yeah. Zallard is incredible.
Yeah, it's like I would Powerbomb Guardian here just to, Boost Guardian here just to show it off, but I'm already gonna fish way overestimate, so no, can't do that. But yeah, Powerbomb Guardian, Boost Guardian just dies in a single Powerbomb. It's great.
So we never actually introduced the couch at all.
Yeah.
So
Hi, this is Metroid Prime 2 Echoes.
I'm Claris, this is Jigglypuff. Okay.
apparently I'm irrelevant, but I'm Venmissa, and that's Darkszero.
I'm BashPrime.
I mean, the only one relevant here is Jigglypuff, so.
Yes.
I guess that's fair.
None of us are DF.
None of us are Jigglypuff,
Yeah.
Yep.
except for Jigglypuff. Well, this is Jigglypuff.
Let's go. Sorry, Team Boost Guardian. It's still a bamboozle for any percent.
No.
Bye, Boost.
Do we have time for some more donations?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. We have a $10 donation from Lady McZ190 that says, my husband proposed to me while I was playing Metroid Prime 2 not long after it was released. He made me pause my game, but I said yes anyways. So yeah, this game is kind of special to me.
Wow.
Anyway, here's some money for Deltarune. Hype!
Hype.
I don't know. I would have said no there. That's just going too far.
What? Yeah, conveniently the last Torvis keys right here next to the temple. And just in case we didn't know, we do have all the keys.
No.
Chica is an interesting boss fight. There's two stages to it, the larva and the adult. And larva has a very choreographed set of it's a very choreographed fight, I guess.
All right, so starting off, Claris is going to start scanning Chica. There's a point where you can lock on to Chica, but it can only be done after Chica larva is completely scanned. And Light Beam here does the most neutral damage. Chica is actually considered a neutral enemy.
Yeah. So I needed to scan Chica there beforehand to be able to lock on to its weak point when it jumped up like that. Just swimming around and getting hit by Light Beam.
All right. So Claire's switching to Dark Beam. Dark Beam here is basically the fastest way to damage Chica, and after locking here, you can just spam missiles and Dark Beam, and it doesn't interrupt Dark Beam's rate of fire.
Yeah. I think just because Chica's sinking into the water, it's just a higher damage per second than Charged Light Beam for that segment. Nice.
All right, so
Now,
Adults
there's
a lot
another
more.
phase.
This fight's harder.
Adult Chica, it's pretty difficult. So Claire's gonna lock on, or target, and, oh wait, there we go.
Bye-bye.
So I mentioned earlier that basically anything that Samus touches that's weak to Cannonball will instantly die. That's because the damage that Cannonball does is about 500,000 damage every single frame. And just for comparison, a missile does 30 damage.
And Chica has 500 health. Or the adult has 500 health, correct?
The adult
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
500 health.
Yeah, it's. I think it was just an oversight or something during development, and for whatever reason, Chica Adult's damage table just allows for cannonball damage. So that's one of the main reasons that cannonballs used is just to skip. The adult fight's otherwise a pretty lengthy fight, and a lot can go wrong if you're not careful.
Yeah, so Claris is loading and reloading the room to be able to leave. Normally you're supposed to grab the energy, go back, return the energy, and there's so many spots that are locked off because of that, but doing this just allows you to bypass all of it.
It's useless.
The energy's useless. We don't need it. We already got light suit.
Yeah. So at this point now, we're in the sort of one of the last stages of the run where we have everything we need to, or Claris has everything she needs to collect finally the Sky Temple keys, which are the end game items that are needed to, they're the keys to unlock the final area of the game. So there's 2 in Torvis, 2 in Aegon, 2 in Sanctuary, and then 3 in the hub area, Temple Grounds.
Temple Grounds, yeah. So one of the things that light suit allows is to go into this dark water. And that's the first Sky Temple key. Those in caches you cannot see or hit unless you have Dark Visor.
Yep. So all 9 of them require Dark Visor, and the way the route works out, you have to get Dark Visor this late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what a lot of the early game routing is used for, like getting Dark and Light Beam in order to get to Sanctuary quicker, and then getting Screw Attack to do Quad Skip to get Light Suit, and then getting Seekers, Supers, Cannonball on the way, killing Chica.
Oh, this room you're supposed to just grab the missile and then leave.
Yeah, it's definitely a dead end.
Yeah, there's no way out, I think.
This.
Oh, by the way, there's a...
That's a spider track. I forgot about that. Look. Also, right here.
There's a hole.
Yeah, if you think Claris did some crazy input or something, no, she just jumped right through.
She did a small slope jump to be able to get up there.
Right.
Really small.
Slope jumps allow you to jump higher than normal, but it's as straightforward as it gets. And then the other Sky Temple key that's in Torvis is in the lower Torvis area, so we get to hear a little bit more of the Super Metroid music. Also, that Super Missile cooldown also works in Metroid Prime, for whatever reason, if you wanted to try it.
Yep. So that had a Super Missile lock on it earlier, so just run right into it.
Are there some blue doors that just won't react to Cannonball at all, or is it just all of them?
It's only the ones that had a basically a barrier on it.
Oh,
prior.
okay. Oh, like that locks you in. They have to like beat enemies or something.
No, like Super Missile Door.
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Super missiles, power bombs, and Seekers.
That was nice and so much.
That,
I mean, it doesn't do anything, but it's still nice.
You still have to wait forever for the room to load. Oh no.
Just checking to make sure that gravity boost was working.
It always works.
oh my god.
These Grensers are going to be... Yeah, no need to do the puzzle to unlock the portal. You just go right in.
It's not even a puzzle, you just do a bomb slot.
Oh.
But that was totally worth it.
Was it?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is one of the other light suit locked temple keys, or Sky Temple keys.
I take people for their word.
Yeah. Yeah. Dark water is just, they're basically like shallow puddles if you don't have light suit. What? I thought you were trying to screw attack into it. I got confused. No.
No, I just let go of A too early before actually
Can't
firing
screw
the shot.
attack anyway. You're underwater.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think air underwater
I was
works
optimistic.
on dark. Does air underwater work on dark water?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why it wouldn't.
Yeah, clearly I'm a top level Echoes runner.
Water that's a different color, basically.
Okay.
So that's it for Torvis. I think Sanctuary is next up.
Yep. Oh, no.
Or Aegon?
Aegon's next.
Yeah. Donation or?
Yeah, there's time for some donations.
Perfect. We have a $150 donation from Willem6 that says, "For my wonderful girlfriend Emily, who I lovingly assault with puns, if Samus stole the last Metroid from the Federation, she'd be wanted across the galaxy for a Metroid crime."
That's like the 4th time I've heard Metroid crime before. Like, please get something else.
We also have a $35 donation from Evs that says, "Here's a celebratory donation for all the hard tricks that Claris has made."
Thank you.
Nice. Yeah, it's kind of an understatement just how much Claris has contributed to practically all 3 Prime games. She's done some incredible work. Yeah, so there's the 2 for, I think these are the 2 of the Seekers that are can't skip, or it's just not worth it to.
Nice.
Another bomb space jump right here.
Yeah, it's bomb spaceship going into a screw attack.
Yeah, another minor tech difference that is kind of subtle. In Metroid Prime, there's a bomb timer where I think it's like 3 seconds after you lay the first bomb. In Echoes, you can just lay 3 bombs at a time, or you can set up triple bomb jumps much faster. Also, nothing to see here. It'll make sense in a second. Wait,
And
you?
I'm over here.
I thought that cutscene was unskippable. You tortured me during the practice run? What have you? How dare you? Also,
I enjoyed it. I wanted to see it again. Oh, well.
oh.
You broke mine and Jigglypuff's heart. Oh, well.
So what happened there was the room that loaded next to Claris is technically the first intended spot that Samus is supposed to enter the Dark World in, and so it teaches you how to work with save stones. You know how some are permanent and crystals, and others are like sparkling energy. And unfortunately, there's a meme opportunity that Claris has denied me, so I'm a little upset.
Yeah, that noise is still there, even though it doesn't damage her, because you need Dark Suit for that sound to go away, and never getting Dark Suit. Thankfully, we only have to hear it once.
The nice removal suite.
It's the best part about Dark Suit. I should say the only useful part. Hi,
Don't
Dark
need the
Aegon
Aegon.
Key. Bye, Dark Aegon Key.
All right, so coming up is the room that Dark Oasis that Claris had previously visited. She laid a power bomb to blow open a wall that opened up a lake of dark water. This is the one Sky Temple key that Claris needed to defeat the power bomb guardian. That in cache will never appear if Claris didn't get the power bomb upgrade, like the main power bombs. Did I mention roll shots at all? I'm not sure.
I don't think we did.
Yeah.
So a mechanic in Echoes, if you unmorph and press either, I mean, you could press A or Y, A for a beam, Y for missiles, on the exact same frame, then you can get a shot as you're morphing, or unmorphing.
So Claris is done with Aegon, so up next is Sanctuary.
Now a Sanctuary.
Cannonball.
Cannonball.
She's going to get the Sky Temple key that's the most distant of everything else.
Yeah, the Sanctuary is kind of brutal in terms of the cleanup.
Yeah, Sanctuary has 2 Sky Temple keys, and one of them is so far out of the way, it's like a 4-room detour. It has like absolutely nothing in them. Any of them.
Take a portal into donation rating land, basically.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of nothing here.
It's an energy to currency. Well, actually, no, we have light suit, so I can't make that joke anymore.
Donation time.
Well, we have a $31 donation from Null169. 2 is the only even prime number. Isn't that odd?
Sounds pretty even.
Technically, you're correct, but I'm still unhappy.
We have a $5 donation from Beauregard the Sauce that says, getting to watch this even while on deployment in Iraq brings me a much needed morale boost. Now bring on that Metroid Prime Echoes run.
Also, just a reminder that terminal falls do exist. I digress. That was actually pretty good. I'm not unhappy.
We have a $50 donation from Sunder that says, thanks for absolutely crushing my favorite 3D Metroid game. Your skills make me proud, Claris, and the couch is doing wonderful.
Thank you.
Good job, Jigglypuff.
So that was intentional on Claris to collect that power bomb. She's gonna need all 3 for final boss coming up in a bit. Yes, this is this is like the most out of the way Sky Temple key that we were talking about.
In the entire game, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, there's no real close by portal.
Yeah, there's
Or anything.
still nothing. We still have time for more donation.
Perfect. We have a $1,500 donation from
There you
Terry Wisden. All the sequence breaks, glitches, and exploits in classic and new games alike just blow my mind every time I watch. Long-time watcher, first-time donator. Keep up the awesome work that all of you do.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's going to a really good cause.
100%.
And we also have a $25 donation from Philly B that says, thank you, Claris, for this incredibly entertaining run. Someone should really teach Samus to respect the planetary boundaries.
Nah.
What's the fun in that?
There is no fun in that, which is why Samus doesn't follow the planetary boundaries. Did that?
Why'd the elevator stop?
I was gonna say, did that elevator just stop for a brief moment?
Yeah, it did. It stopped because of the missile expansion. Not expansion, refill.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know why. I
That's
don't
so
know why it
weird.
does that, but it does.
Okay, so same as in the light world, come into this room, go to a certain spot, and out of bounds again.
Doors are great.
Aren't they wonderful?
I'm not a big fan.
I'm sorry. So yeah. Abuse terminal fall, come over here, grab Sky Temple key.
So almost done. Got 3 left.
And then use that really convenient portal that's normally very useless.
Yeah, we're actually using the portal for its intended purpose.
Are we?
Yeah, just afterwards, then we just break the game more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of risky trick coming up here.
I'm just gonna give you some quiet time.
Yeah.
I'll explain it after.
I'm just sitting there waiting for the room to load.
It's all part of the setup. It's okay.
Jigglypuff, I need the help of your roundness.
Yeah, this setup here I wouldn't try. Claris is just so good. Nice. Very good.
No,
Oh, not yet.
Not
Sorry, guys.
Quiet
Hold on.
time. We need some quiet time.
Nicely done.
There we go.
So, screw attacking out of bounds is extremely dangerous and risky. If Samus bonks into a wall, you've seen it where she'll do it like that backflip, you're kind of getting recoiling off the wall. Samus will be stuck in this falling animation until she hits the ground. Well, there's no ground to land on out of bounds usually. So she'll just be stuck there and fall down just indefinitely and stop
Forever.
on the game. Yeah.
And if Samus lands on a non-standable spot out of bounds, then Samus just floats there
Yeah.
forever.
Reset.
So that screw attack was awesome. It's really nice optimization. Get to this.
It's also terrifying being at like near the end of the run.
And recent change in the route, right?
Not. It's new to GDQs anyway.
Yeah, so again, the light suit take the fast travel, and players can just go straight away to Temple Grounds.
So I'm gonna have to go through all these later, so I'm just going ahead and opening them up all now.
Yeah, Claris will be going to and from Temple Grounds back to this temple. That's for in-game time optimization. Should we go to donations?
Yeah.
We have a $100 donation from Elias Thompson,
What's up,
41,
Elias?
that says, "Hello there. Keep killing it on the third best Prime game, Claris."
Ooh.
Them's fighting words.
And shout out
I mean, I
to
assume
everyone.
the best is pinball.
And shout out to everyone on the couch for a strong Metroid community showing.
Jigglypuff.
Thank you, Jigglypuff.
Thanks, Elias.
We also have a $25 donation from Mr. Shadow Ant that says, "I'm sure watching enemies implode upon themselves and the map disappearing from under your feet are just hallucinations from me fighting sleep, right?"
Maybe-
Sure.
Totally.
Let's go with that one.
It's all that time in Dark Aether.
Ah, but how does one get to Dark Aether? Could it be a lack of sleep?
I don't know. I don't even know where I was going with that.
I don't know.
Anyways, Sky Temple key number 7 here. 2 more to go.
Yay.
Bonk. That tree is like the most threatening thing in the run, clearly.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, for those of you that didn't know, bonking is the most important mechanic in Echoes.
Do we have a few more donations?
We do. We have a $5 donation from Andrew McCauley. And we also have an anonymous $250 donation that says, "GDQ, hi." We also have a $25 donation from the Lady Saxy that says, "Finally here in person with my son to watch one of his favorite games. Thanks, SGDQ, for helping me make a priceless memory with my son."
All right, I'm gonna make a confession. Echoes used to be my third favorite game, but I've seen the light like probably a few years ago. And,
Why are you on my couch right now?
Get out.
I just need to hold auditions. What's the best Prime game, and have you always held this opinion?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Well, clearly it's pinball, right?
Sure.
Hunters is good too.
I'm waiting for a certain one to be called out.
Who, Mr. Shasta? Oh, no.
Help!
Almost.
Yeah.
We are not going that far.
Someone get like Manchester United and Liverpool to play Metroid Prime Soccer against each other.
What?
All right, so this Sky Temple key coming up, another one that's technically light suit blocked or like intended by the developers. If you have enough energy tanks, it's possible to circumvent it. there's these little tiny like specks in the air called ink storm. Those things that we just are passing by right now, and they just kind of shred your health to nothing without light suit. I guess it's kind of interesting how even though we got Claris got light suit early, it's still one of the like last Sky Temple keys that's collected, just from how this is routed.
Yep.
Oh hey, that's Draken found a name for that ing.
Jerk.
Yeah, yeah, that ings will sometimes just like to play interference.
Been there, we
forgot to bring a rock.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also shout out to DF.
Shout out to
Who
DF.
I am certainly not DF.
I might be, but no, I'm not DF.
All right, so
Is Jigglypuff TF?
Are you DF?
no.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best I can do.
I'll ask you later. See if you're. It's okay.
Another donation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a $10 donation from Navi on behalf of Link that says, "Hey, listen! Link has been looking for that Sky Temple key for a while. Could we please have it?"
No.
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 After Samus is done.
Still no.
You know she sells her items, right? So I don't want to give it. Like, we can give it to Link, but what's the price? Is what he's
Yeah.
going to give us.
And that's a very important question.
What's the rupee to Metroid currency conversion? I don't know what the Metroid currency is.
Nor do I. I wish I heard that.
Did you say, what is it, copies of Federation Force? I feel like that's like hyperinflated to this point.
Their hobby crashed.
Can we just need to mix up some other ends, some Federation Force. Oh, I might get kicked off this couch pretty soon.
So that was actually the last time we're in the Light World, by Light World.
Bye, Light World.
So this Sky Temple key is really close to where the gateway is to the final level. Naturally, it's better to route it just at the end.
Yeah, there's time for a few donations before we get into the final area.
Well, we have a $200 donation from Business Justin that has no comment. And we also have a $100 donation from Doomed Civilian, whose comment is just comment.
Nice.
Nice.
We also have a $50 donation from Pato that says, "Since it's my birthday today, I thought I might as well give something back. Love the stream, love the runners and announcers, and I love the cause. Keep it up. Greetings from Germany."
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I don't know what I just heard in the crowd.
Probably involves more Federation Force.
No. My favorite Metroid character is the blue Galactic Federation Trooper. All right.
So now we have access to Sky Temple, so just final bosses left, and then we are done.
So for those of you that were tired of the lack of out of bounds or otherwise breaking open the game, don't worry.
It won't happen anymore.
This run is finally legitimate.
It's been.
It took 30 seconds to be illegitimate. I'm sorry.
You didn't get Dark Suit.
Oh, I was just gonna say she went out of bounds in the first like 30 seconds.
Okay. Calm down there, Samus.
Not quite.
So coming up is the kind of final boss, but not like climactic boss.
It's penultimate
Emperor Ring.
battle.
Yeah. So this is Emperor Ring, has 3 phases. So the idea here is Emperor Ring has a core that you have to hit.
I forgot to get missiles!
And you got every expansion too, right? So
Yeah, I was supposed to get refills before the fight, and I just...
I wasn't even. That's on us too. I wasn't even paying attention.
Did those missiles matter?
So ideally, to one cycle the boss, you use a super missiles and use the scan visor pull out to pull for the faster cooldown. So you can sort of see it here. Supers do a ton of damage. Wow, what? Okay, that's fine.
Okay, I was sure that would be enough. Oh well.
And there we go.
Oh,
So
well.
still kind of fast.
Yeah.
So phase 2, it's a cocoon. There are basically a bunch of spots on it that are vulnerable to regular morph ball bombs and power bombs. Also cannonball. These inglets are really annoying if you don't have cannonball.
Yeah, I don't take damage from anything, so it's like, just ignore it.
Also, one of the few parts of the game where spider ball is actually really useful.
Yeah.
And needed.
Okay, so there is a weak point underneath Emperor Ing that
3rd phase.
is weak to screw attack.
Well, whoa, okay.
Emperor Ing is not cooperating right now.
I didn't know he was a platform. All right, so yeah, screw attack just does a bunch of damage to it.
It's either 28 or 36 per frame. It's a lot.
A ladder.
A lot. Oh, it's 36. Okay.
That was still pretty fast. And now we have to escape. Even though there's still energy and Dark Aegon, Dark Torvis, they clearly don't matter.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, this is the best escape
Yeah.
theme.
This blew my mind as a kid just because I had gotten Zero Mission, and then that version of the song was awesome, and then Echoes did it. Now,
All right, so the final boss of the game is, well, I guess I'll let you see.
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. It's Samus of the Dark variety.
It's Dark Samus,
Dark
who
Samus,
looks
woo!
different. So this is technically the 3rd phase.
Not the 3rd phase, but the 3rd fight.
Dark Samus,
Yes.
yeah, Dark
Yeah,
Samus 3.
Yep. So basically, we gotta wait a little bit through these. And Dark Samus actually can be damaged by screw attack. And so with Samus...
Get ready on time.
Yeah, get ready on time. What Claris
that's
is
good.
doing here is trying to activate the shield so that way it won't
Okay, good,
get in the
good.
way later. Oh, nice.
All right, and
Time!
oh, that was awesome. So that was DS4 skip.
Yeah, so there's
It's
actually...
random.
I hate you, Dark Samus.
There is a 4th phase to the fight.
It's
but
really slow.
The way Claris approached that fight, she was able to skip that 4th phase. Sometimes Dark Samus will not be nice and go to the center, but this time she was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, quick shout out to Jigglypuff for the great support here.
Go showcase some Jigglypuff.
Hey.
Yeah. We should get going, but I
Yes.
think Bash had something he wanted to say.
Oh, I'm not
I
sure.
think it was mentioned in the donation earlier, though.
Oh,
about-
shoot. I'm sorry. I'm so nervous right
the
now.
senior engineer.
Yeah, so he was, he had left Retro, I think, shortly after Corruption was developed, and went on to co-found Bluepoint Games. This made a big impact there. I guess they've been really instrumental with a lot of the really good remasters that have come out too. But without his work, Prime and Echoes would not be the games they are today. So seeing like these games in action from a speedrunning context is incredible. And even with Echoes being so broken as it is, like I 100% appreciate and adore this game. It's incredible.
Yeah.
All right.
So thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, Claris, for that amazing run of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Any Percent. All right, looks like that's going to be it for me for today. We're going to be passing it over to Soraya, who's going to be our next host. In the meantime, we're going to go to a quick Twitch ad break, so enjoy.
I really fucked that up at the end. Thanks. No, I fucked up because I forgot his name, even though I fucking did it like 3,000 times beforehand. I feel probably gonna get criticized for that. Overall, it happens. No, that run. I mean, I know that run overestimated. It sucks that basically it was like a responsible reset to happen. Yeah. Well, it was Grandness and like Flux. I mean, the rest of it went really well. Like, we're solid now. So Claris, I mean, Claris is just like this you and I can't just. I think it's just been trouble staying in the space for good reasons. So I'm glad she's able to get together because a couple practice runs worked out. I feel like she was a lot more refined.
Welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2019, powered by Twitch and benefiting Doctors Without Borders. My name is Soraya, and it is my honor to be your host for the next couple of runs. Coming up on deck, we have Oskari with his Uncharted Drake's Fortune run. And while we're getting set up, let's go through some of your donations. We have a $50 donation from Moonin. Always look forward to this every summer. I love seeing so many people coming together for a good cause and also showing off so much cool stuff to boot. Donating to get even more great runs. We have a $25 donation from Matthew. I've had a prime seat for these Metroid runs right here in the venue. Shoutouts to Claris for the run and to the staff and my fellow volunteers for keeping everything running smoothly. Money goes to Deltarune because if you don't know that it's an anagram for Undertale, you late, nerd. We have a $5 donation from Nikki. Claris has been so entertaining, I had to donate. Shout outs to SakuraTsubasa for her stellar job as host. We have a $200 donation from Rurik, presented without comment. Thank you so much, Rurik, for your generosity.